Well, we knew they had to get a better performance. We couldn't get worse. It was one of our worst performances that we've had in the Bafana shirt for a long, long time. So we knew what we were capable of. It's just getting the people to believe in themselves and enjoy what they do and take a little bit of risk. And it was a performance that we were very proud of.
Was it just about the players now believing in themselves, or was it about the coaching staff changing the approach entirely?
No, I mean, Gordon could do nothing on the first night. If you haven't got players that can pass the ball from A to B, you can't play as a football team.
Yeah.
The second game they passed the ball, and that's how football's played.
Sure.
You pass the ball. That's why it's called a football.
Sure.
So, Gordon didn't really have to do too much in the second game because they started to play football.
Sure.
So, that's coach's job. Tactics will come in if it really gets a close game and the teams are closely, close together in terms of possession and that. But when they play so badly, you can't do anything as a coach. And when they play so well, you don't have to do too much. That kind of situation.
Yeah. Now, what he did, making all those 5 changes in the starting lineup, and as you point out now, that against Angola, we had players that could play the ball. Now, that has put pressure on the coaching staff going into our next game against Morocco, and even the quarterfinals if we do qualify. That who do you put on the field there? Do you still go with the players that played against Angola? How do you handle that?
What would you do, my friend? You play the players that have done well for you. It's logical. You play the players that have done well for you.
Yeah.
By any injuries, my sensible approach would be to play the players that have done you proud. And obviously, Majora is out injured.
Yeah.
So he can't be included. But the rest of them, you look at who's done a job on a day, and you continue with that the lineup. Why go any differently?
Sure.
If you don't want to change our lineup because we play Morocco,
yeah,
and they are different from Angola, play the lineup that's going to do us. Play properly, and then we'll see how you have to take tactics around that one or two of their situations.
Sure. Would you then say that perhaps an overhaul of the Wolves squad was long overdue, looking at the changes that he made and they brought results, whereas when he held on to players who were regulars for previous coaches, the likes of Spiwe Chabalala, Renile Lutsulunyani, Kaisodi Khaji.
My friend, let me stop you now quickly, because on the night, no one played well. So it didn't matter who played on that first night. He could have played with the same team if you got people around you not performing.
Yeah.
On the first night, you could have made 10 substitutions. On the second night, you didn't have to make substitutions. So you can't judge which players on the first performance because they were all terrible. Okay, so you will not know. That will be told in time. That it wasn't the changes; it was the way they played.
Yeah,
understand.
Mm. All right. Morocco on Sunday they know very well that anything less than 3 points will see them pack their bags and go back home. The same applies to Cape Verde. They know that they have to beat Angola for them to stand any chance of qualifying for the second round, for the quarterfinals. Gordon right now must be thinking, knowing that we need just 1 point to qualify for the quarterfinals, must be thinking, do I go on the offensive against Morocco and try to get the results, or do I go on the
offensive? You go on the offensive, my friend. Play the football to your own play to defend and get 1 point. It becomes dangerous. Morocco is a dangerous team. If you want to go and defend and play for a point, it brings in a dangerous situation, and you don't want a dangerous situation.
Yeah.
Go out, attack them, be positive. Doesn't mean you be careless in your attack. It just means you must attack them.
Sure.
Have the same approach that we had in the last game, and we must carry that through the tournament. We're on home soil. We're not playing away from home. We must have the same approach.
The standard of football on the continent, there's been a lot said about that. A lot of people feel that the standard of football on the continent has become mediocre. What are your feelings?
Well, I don't think so at all. I just think the teams are very close together. It doesn't matter what ranking you have.
Yeah.
When you have 16 top countries at the Africa Cup of Nations, all the games are going to be close and they're going to be very tight games. I can't say a game on the African continent thing because now there's more players playing in the top teams in Europe than there ever was. So I don't agree with that, no.
Okay. And the standard of football in the country itself?
Well, we need to get hold of programs, put programs in place so that we get South African players at a higher standard. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of work to do. We've got to now wake up, whether we win this tournament or not. We've got to wake up and start putting programs in place so that we can improve our standard of our national teams.
Sure. So basically, you would beg those who say that the standard of football in the country has dropped since 1996.
I say that games got more professional, but I think we need to do something to improve the standard of our players.
Sorry, Neil?
I said we need to do something to improve the basics and the standard of our players. Yes.
Yeah. But the fact that after 1996 we won the Nations Cup, 1998 we reached the finals and lose to Egypt, 2002 we get knocked out in the semi-finals, 2002 in the quarterfinals, 2004 in the group stages, 2006 we failed to score a goal, 2008 we got knocked out in the group stages, 2010, 2012 we do not qualify. Would that not suggest that the standard in the country has dropped?
Well, that's what I'm saying to you. We need to put programs in place to improve the standard of our junior national teams. We have to put programs in place.
Yeah.
We have to get the right coaches, coaching these youngsters from a younger age and put them in programs, high-performance centers to improve the standard of our junior national teams.
Sure. And at the moment, that is not being done sufficiently?
No, not even close.
Okay.
We're way behind.